Request everyone to please occupy your seats. Good evening, everybody. So, welcome to first official meeting of Global Chamber of Saraswat Enterpreneurs. So, my name is Siddharth Sinkar. I am a chartered accountant by profession, and I must have interacted with many of you in person, but still there are many who do not know me. So we started this idea about 8 months back, and we have about 450 odd people across the globe who wish to become our members. So this is going to be an extremely exciting Chamber of Commerce, and we will have lots of opportunities for everyone. So we had an extremely tiring exercise of getting our company registered, which everyone is aware, because most of you have been on the WhatsApp group, and on this WhatsApp has played a major part in connecting everyone together. So today's we have this lecture meeting declared even before we got our registration. So actually I am firstly thankful to Mr Sunil Bhandare sir when he accepted our invitation. He is a known personality, he is an economist who worked with TATA group throughout his life, and he was very senior most person in their think tank. And presently he is on Saraswat Bank board. My colleague Dilip Shenoy, he will do the introduction part of it. But we are extremely lucky to have him today. I hope we should have carried with more numbers in present, because he deserves a full pack house. And I'm extremely sorry sir that, but I know you'll still help us in understanding the current situation and guide us, because presently being a chartered accountant, everybody keeps on asking me as to how do you see the future and how you see the market going henceforth, and which I keep telling them something which even I don't believe, because I have to give some small hope to everyone. But when I met him in person about 4 days back, he being an economist, he was extremely positive, and he said that any economy has to bounce back in a span of 2 years. So I was very happy. Okay, we have a person who will spread positiveness amongst our crowd, and then since then I'm extremely on the cloud 9. So I'm extremely happy, sir, that you are with us. So then I hand it over to Dilip Shenoy for further proceedings.
Thank you, Siddharth. Good evening, everyone. privilege to be your host for the evening. So we will stick to English as the language of communication for the day with your kind permission. Again, it's an honor to introduce. So what I'll do is I'll quickly run through Mr. Bhandare's introduction. He is an economist like Siddharth just mentioned. He was associated with the Tata Group for more than 4 decades. He was economic advisor of the Tata Group 1992 to 2001. He was Chief Executive Officer Bombay First 2002 to 2004 and Chief Economist of Maharashtra Economic Development Council 2012-2015. He was also advisor to Tata Strategic Management Group between 2005 to 2018 on a retainer basis. He has undertaken numerous assignments in the field of economic consultancy involving industrial and corporate research as well as in corporate planning. At present, he is the director at the board of the Saraswat Cooperative Bank, the largest urban cooperative bank in the country. He is also the president of All India Bank Depositors Association and on behalf of the association, he participates in pre-monetary policy consultative meetings with the RBI governor. He has co-authored 3 books, namely Eventful Years with Dr. Ajit Karnik in July 2006 to commemorate the completion of 60 years of the Forum of Free Enterprise and Journey Beyond Liberalization with Dr. C.S. Deshpande and Mr. R.G. Katoti, published in September 2016. On the occasion of Golden Jubilee of the A.D. Shroff Memorial Trust and the latest being Recovery, Reforms and Resilience in India, an assessment of Modi macroeconomics with Dr. C.S. Deshpande and Mr. Mangesh Soman. It has been published by Konard Publishers, New Delhi and released in May 2019. He has written and published a number of articles on subjects of topical economic and corporate interest in the financial papers and economic journals. He is currently the editor of booklets brought out regularly by the Forum of Free Enterprise, Mumbai. Mr. Sunil Bhandare has done his MA in Economics and LLB from the Mumbai University as well as Diploma in Business Management from the Bajaj Institute of Management. We met Mr. Bhandare on Tuesday and he was kind enough to tell us that if you want to briefly edit this particular CV of his, sir, I tried my level best, but I couldn't miss any single point, such as the illustrious CV that you have. So I would like Siddharth to please come on stage and welcome Mr. Sunil Bhandare with a bouquet. So without any further ado, Mr. Bhandare, please. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I think to begin with, let me say thank you very much, Dilip Shenoy, for giving my introduction. Also, I must thank you for being so nice about our interactive meeting for just about half an hour at my residence. You mentioned about all the positive things we were discussing about, because every economy bounces back and take up 1.5 to 2 years of decision phase or a slowdown. I think luckily what has happened is, I think today's our evening's meeting has been preceded by what was done a day earlier than yesterday by Nirmala Sitharaman, and I think that is a path-breaking historical reductions in the corporate taxation. It's a good corporate tax reforms which has been undertaken. So that has changed the mood in a way, and I think to some extent the sentiments have now become slightly more positive. So our meeting this evening receives what has happened yesterday, and also today's meeting precedes what is going to happen tomorrow in Houston. That's how the Modi event. So we are fortuitously placed in terms of this particular meeting, and it also happens to be fortuitous because I am supposed to be the medal speaker for this particular evening, and I must compliment you and congratulate you for what you have been doing to create and distinguishing Saraswat Chamber of Commerce. I think you have gone through a lot of difficulties in getting various approvals, but at the end of the day, I think it has been an effort worthwhile, and I'm sure I think the Saraswat Chamber of Commerce will have wonderful times ahead, particularly with more than 50 members, and probably I think the number will keep climbing up, and we will soon reach a figure of 5,000 membership number in years to come. Having said this, I think let me also try to suggest that the Modi government has some kind of unique, unparalleled quality or feature in trying to give us shocks. It gave a shock of November 2016, which was demonetization. It gives shocks in the political scenario. It gives shocks in what is being done with our next door neighbor. So also on economic matters, it is also capable of giving pleasant surprises. So this is some kind of a unique feature, I should say, which is unparalleled probably in the previous governments. We are not seeing this kind of shocks or sudden pleasant surprises. It's taking everyone by sudden surprises. So that's a kind of thing one needs to recognize when we look at how the economy is shaping and how the policy making is responding to that kind of achievement. Now the friends, I think what we have been witnessing, despite what has happened yesterday, which will obviously have a considerable amount of good ripple effects in terms of its positive impact on the economy. Because the dimensions of that kind of a change is very, very substantive. It's not just minor tinkering here or there. So therefore, despite all that, I think what is required to be looked at carefully is the underlying forces which are prevailing and what have been the kind of thing which has happened. Because to my way of looking at it, I think there has been a great deal of confusion and confusion has got confounded with various things which have happened. In the last about, say 3 to 4 quarters, what I'm saying is roughly from the second half of 2018 onwards. So not that the economy is slowing down, that is of course a well-known fact. But we got suddenly an impression that somehow the government in power was not able to take a right kind of a policy measures so far. Now, having a problem is not an issue because economic slowdown or a recession is not a unique phenomenon. It's a global phenomenon. Currently, it is also happening. So therefore, we need to recognize this particular fact that India is not the one which is uniquely affected by the current economic slowdown. It's a global phenomenon. And the global phenomenon has been happening because of the various factors which have been affecting in the global economy. It could be geopolitical tensions, it could be what's happening in the West Asia, it could be also the trade wars, it could be currency wars, and financial uncertainties globally. So this is a phenomenon which is happening all over the world, and we are not the ones which are the only country affected by this phenomenon. Second important thing is that India is not having this kind of economic slowdown for the first time. It has been there prior to economic reforms of 1991 and after the reforms of 1991. Prior to reforms of 1991, you had the at least 2 or 3 major recessions which I'm familiar with. 1966-68, 1974-76. Post reforms, we had two, post 1991, we had two similar kind of economic slowdown or the globally driven economic recession. The one was in 97-98, which was associated with Asian financial crisis or Asian economic crisis. The second was 2008, when the global financial crisis set in. So, what is the distinction between what happened prior to economic reforms and what is the distinction which is happening after the reforms? We need to recognize that. And the fact is that Indian economy prior to 1991 was more domestic oriented. It was shy of the global markets. It had not done any kind of a globalization. It was some import substitution model and a dominance of public sector enterprises. So even in that kind of a situation, India suffered economic recession. Post-economic reforms, there are multiple factors in the future. We are more globalized, we are more privatized, we are more financially open. So these kind of factors have also brought to bear in the current economic situation. So the technology has been another disruptive force which has come about in the post-economic reforms. So given these kind of things, the complexity of the problem in the current situation or what has happened in the post-economic reforms period is even more acute, even more deep and widespread. So that is the thing which we need to recognize. The third major important aspect is that the current economic reforms is not just related to what has happened to the macroeconomy. Macroeconomy is a reflection of what is happening to the microeconomy. So the macroeconomy conforms with the trends in the macroeconomy conforms with the trends in the microeconomy. So therefore one needs to look at both macroeconomy and sectoral aspects of the economic situation. So at the macro level, economic slowdown is there. It is manifesting in a variety of ways. Then what we need to also recognize the fact that it is not that the government or the Reserve Bank of India is sitting complacent and silent. It is seized of the problem. The Reserve Bank of India has been taking its own set of measures, which are called the monetary policy measures, and the Minister of Finance as well as the Government of India is also taking a number of measures. In 100 days of Modi government, many things have been done, but what was perhaps missing was the kind of a big bang approach which was expected of a new government which came into power with a thumping majority. So a lot of people had expectation that the budget of 2019 will bring about tremendous amount of change, but it did not happen. Therefore, there was a sense of despondency which continued to prevail. And that sense of despondency continues to be manifesting in a variety of ways. It is there amongst all the sections or the stakeholders of the society, be it the consumers, the investors, those who are bankers, professionals, the SME sector, large corporate houses. You name any sector of the economy, any stakeholder of the economy, and you will find that there has been a considerable sense of despondency prevailing across all the sections of the society. Now, having said this, now what do we do in this kind of a scenario? And that's what we are going to perhaps look into in this particular presentation. But before that, I must also mention the point that the economy has the basic, what we call fundamental elements, which are ones which gives you a sense of comfort. There is a resilience of the economy, and that resilience of the economy is very clearly seen. And India has that intrinsic resilience which has been there and which has taken care of all these years. So therefore, you have a situation of this kind which makes one feel that nothing is lost. In fact, the downturn is considered to be a kind of an opportunity for many people to grab new areas of businesses, to look at your own core competency, to also see how you can engage yourself with others in a more meaningful way so that more and more opportunities can be made available. So any adversity of this nature also offers an opportunity. Inputs can run into fairly large numbers in terms of the cost which the treasury is bearing and in terms of the efforts which the Reserve Bank of India has been taking. So to my way of looking at it, what has happened in the course of the last 2-3 months in terms of the policy reform, because